us for our second game of the evening. We'd like to welcome you if you're joining us for the first time. Hi there, my name is Oliver Anton, and you're tuning in to the one and only Night Sports Network. It's gearing up to be a good one here from Corral Field at the campus of John Paul II High School. And as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the one, the only Night Sports Network. If you join us for our previous game, you'll know I know nothing about the job. Uh, I've gotten better. I did get better. Um, what I will say is interesting. I'm looking forward to more hitting and accuracy this game. There's also quarters that have. Yeah. That means I got a big. Yes. This one. Okay. So I do know the difference between men's and women's lacrosse is they have to dig under for this one. It's also a lot more fast paced. David Thomas has it now. He's going to be Fiscal Ward. Those are the only two jersey numbers I know. And that one gets away from Underhill. He's going to come to that one. You know some of these jerseys. I didn't have to look for that one. I did have to look for John. And that one gets away from Thomas there. Yeah, first time. Underhill on the move. Tries to grab goal. No good. That one. Underhill kicks wide. Ford can lead that one. Pick back up. Flip around. Around the corner. Kicks it. And that one gets away there. Crump tries to put that one across the line. It's going to be no good. So the Spartans get there. And that one gets away there. Looks like it's going to be Cam Slaughter with that one. That one. That one's Scott though with the ball now. He's going to give it to Underhill. Underhill's going to move it. Thompson ground fires. No good. And that one's going to be Spartans. Still have a ball. Yeah, make sure that I mean, like make sure that I guess that play back to the opposite. That shot fires from goes wide. It really is a beautiful night of good baseball. That shot, and that's going to be a goal for Southport. Yo, no, the mic. I think the mic was off the whole time though. Oh dear. I actually kind of have to go back and check that. If that is the case, hi there, I'm Oliver Anton. You're tuning into the one, the only Night Sports Network. I'm so sorry about the delay there. If our commentating didn't go up, which stinks because I had a killer intro too, and I can't go back and check that until after the game because we are going right now, and it's not like I can rewind the footage. I wish I could. But then we'd also be allowed to have replays. That one's kicked wide.
In any case, if you missed it, Josh Ward scored the opening goal for JPII as they got on the board first in this one. And Ward's going to come around the corner again. Fires, scores! So Josh Ward kicks his second goal of the night on. And so we have a 60-second timeout from the Spartans. You're tuning into the One and Only Night Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. And we're back. You're tuning into the one, the only Night Sports Network. Once again, I couldn't go back and check the footage. Wish I could. I really did have a killer intro. Like that stinks. All right. UJPII is currently leading 2-0 here with 9 minutes and 5 seconds left as they take on the Spartans from Hendersonville. And play resumes. Underhill's going to pick that one up.
Hello, Dad.
And Underhill drives in.
Anna can't give me a ride. Her parents wanted her home like now.
You have my phone.
What? Probably to tell you that she can't give me
Comes
a ride.
around. There's a bumblebee. Their goalie's out wide.
All the way there and all the way back. And
With-
I can ask. Do you want me to ask? I can ask. Would you mind giving me a ride home?
My parents aren't okay with it.
What's that?
I mean, I can hang on one sec, folks. I'm sorry, we're having a few difficulties right now. And we're back. Sorry about that break. Few complications on the team here. You know, things occasionally happen. You can't
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just a parent.
always contribute to them.
It's not like they don't want to. It's a parent thing. It's not like they don't want to. Their parents aren't letting them.
And that shot's off. Fires, bounces away, out of bounds, and Ward will help the Knights continue this one.
Well, I think she's in trouble for something.
He resumes play, comes around the corner, scores! And Josh Ward puts on his third goal of the night.
Will you tell her to call Oliver's phone? Because I need to talk to him about something.
Put a hat on the field. Once again, we're going to take a quick break. I'm sorry. And let's come and scoop that one up. Kicks it wide, that one gets away. Thomas with it now. David Thomas to be exact. As a few nice check off the field. A couple of these check on. So that one's kicked in. Fires. David Thomas with it now. Thomas, one of the seniors being honored here on senior night. Fires, goes wide. In case you missed it, I don't think I even mentioned it in the intro, if the intro is there. But it is senior night here from the campus of Pope John Paul II High School. Also, if you were wondering, we had full intention of streaming Friday night's game versus Father Ryan. However, the weather prevented us from doing so because we don't have a tent and it rained. And we work with a lot of equipment.
Doesn't like water.
See, and it's not like baseball where...
Snap. Sniped.
And tack another one on. Who got that one?
11.
And David Thomas scores the fourth goal for the Lady Knights. I was going to say for the Lady Knights, for the JPII Knights. That's the problem when you make me do 2 games in a row. I'm still in that first game mindset. So I guarantee, I don't know, let's search for a similar jersey number here. I can't even find one though, so I was going to say, if there was like a 9 or something out on the field, I probably would have looked out, went 9, and gone Caroline out there. And we all would have started singing Sweet Caroline. It would have been awesome. And we're back. And goes away there. 6:24 left in this first quarter. JP2 currently leads with a score of 4-0. And swift movements here as that one gets away. Battle here with the JP2 and Hendersonville defenseman.
Oh, snap.
No. It's following me. Pick up. Killing my battery.
Hey, what did you do with the phone for?
She's going to just say left it in the parking lot. And on the move, Thomas scores again!
Will you just give it to him tomorrow, I guess?
David Thomas and Josh Ward on fire tonight as they tack on the first 5 goals combined for JP2. So we've got a few sub-ins, a few sub-outs. You know the drill here, because I sure as heck don't. I probably offended quite the amount of Lacrosse fans here today, and I probably will continue to. And Coach Page, I am sorry for my lack of knowledge. I believe it's Crump going for it. I don't have the roster in front of me right now because someone's on the phone. And we're going. Gets away. And once again, it's Knights possession. Dominance is a word I'm going to use for JP2 right now. They have had a lot of key possessions here, and it's going to go to Hendersonville there off of that one as the Knights beat them out. And on the move, again, fires, goes wide there. Thomas is not too happy with that shot. Okay, I don't have the cart every day, fam. Hey, act like I'm a bank over here. That made no sense, that statement. All right, anyway, back to the broadcast. I'm sorry, there's a little bit of side issues as someone continues to kill my battery. It's 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in this. And Thomas, no good. Kicks in. Fires around. David Thomas goes wide. No good. It looked like he was aiming for the soccer goal there. That's the soccer goal and shot. And that shot's in. Comes around. And laid out there. You forget that this is a contact sport sometimes. Kicks it in. Really quite the amount of their shot. No good. Goes wide. Fielded up. And moves in. Fires. Scores! So Nicholas Crump's going to pick that one up for the JP2 Knights, as he's the first player that isn't David Thomas or Josh Ward to put on a point. There's 4 minutes and 20 seconds left, and he scores that one in JP2. Dominant here as they lead 6-0.
Well, I don't want you to get in trouble for a misunderstanding because of me.
And we're off once again. Lost by JP2, and game back in session. On the move is 17 for the Spartans. And it looks like... Oh, we have a yellow flag up there. Zach Scott is going to leave the field off of that one. And play resumes once again here. As the Spartans continue to kick it around. That one's high. Tries coming around the goal. Bennett, though, ready for it. High, wide. Bennett deflects with a little help from the JP2 defense.
See the game. Oh, I didn't realize your roster was on there.
I didn't realize you turned my ringer on.
Yeah, I did.
I can't turn that back off, genius.
Hey, you can do it with assistive touch if you can't get the switcher working. Or just go into your system or settings.
Fires, goes wide. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans. Fires it in. Underhill comes up on him. No good. Jordan Phillips currently on the attack there. Phillips continues to follow. Daniel McWren is currently on the field too, though, for the lack of Zach Scott. Scott, though, looks ready to go back in whenever he so pleases. Matt Galvin is sitting there on the side, though, due to his injury that he achieved during basketball. And that one rolls away. Daniel McGren's going to come in and snag that one for the Knights. He's going to fire to Underhill. Underhill's on the move. Underhill moving quickly there.
Smacked him with the stick.
And Underhill continues to move here behind the net. Comes around, fires, scores! And tack one on for Nolan Underhill. So the Knights advance to a 7-0 lead here. Unbelievable play here coming from the JP2 Knights squad. And so the Knights set back up here. And we're off. John Lane is the one getting that for the JP2 Knights. In case you were wondering, Lane passes in. Finds, fires. Gets away. No good there, though. Nick Crump took that shot that just fell short. He has a goal already tonight. I guess so. David Thomas there playing the D. 26 is Zach Scott, I think. Should probably check that. Yeah. 23 is Galvin. So Scott's on the move. Now I gotta check it. Okay, considering it's the only number not listed on the roster, I'm gonna say yes. Well, yeah. Fires, scores! I realize as David Thomas racks on his third of the night. Tell you what, these guys making it look hard for the Spartans to come back from.
I love the friendliness of the guys. Like, he just scored, and like all the Spartans,
Yeah.
like, giving him high fives and stuff. And like at the beginning of the game, where they were all getting hyped together, like that's how sports should be.
Sorry about that.
Friendly in the guys game, which you wouldn't expect.
Yeah. That one gets away. And it's trying on this one. Blake Minigan and Rory White there. However, Kyle Winter is going to join the Knights on the field, but we see the end of the first. JP2 definitely having a good game for sure. They currently lead the visitors 8-0. You've been tuning in to the one, the only. Oh, wow, we're not getting a quarter break. They don't get like a minute in between quarters. This is.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Well.
They just put 12 right back up on the clock. You're tuning into the one, the only Night Sports Network. We'll be right back. And we're back. You're tuning in to the one, the only Night Sports Network here. Your JPII Knights currently holding a lead of 8-0 as Garrett Bennett was able to hold them scoreless for one half. But can he do it, or for one half, for one quarter, but can he do it for the rest? The world? Well, the world will find out, but the world may never know.
I mean, considering they can just jump ahead in the street.
You know, fun. You know that? I say that all the time too during baseball games because I'm just like, someone's probably skipping ahead in the action right now. Someone's just like,
Somebody's already commented
saw
on
the
final score.
someone saw the number go up. So like, it's like you can just scrub until you see the number go up, rewind a minute, and figure out who scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I realize I'm saying this with the mic on, so someone's probably doing that now.
What do you know?
This is why our view time is so low. This is why the YouTube algorithm doesn't like us. And quite the scruff there. But nothing the Knights can't handle. Blake Minigan continually being the middleman who gets that. Fires, gets away, goes wide.
These guys, like, it catches me off guard how fast they fire.
Oh yeah, they fire between 70 and 90 miles per hour.
Ridiculous.
The hardest slap shot, or not slap shot, I'm thinking hockey now, but shot in lacrosse is 117 miles an hour, I think. Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is? It was at a professional lacrosse game that was recorded. It wasn't by a professional lacrosse player. They had a halftime competition and said, "Hey, let's see who can come down." And they were just like, "Hey, who wants to come down and see who can shoot the hardest? You know, winner gets a gift card to like iTunes." I don't even know what it was. And so this high school kid goes down and it's just like, "Yeah, I'll try," and fires it in at 117.5 miles per hour. No, he doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, no, like I guess he wasn't even like, I can't say he wasn't sporty, but like, yeah.
I love how the refs don't move in this game. Like,
Which is funny because in hockey, like, you know, the refs moving with him and then hopping off.
their life depends on getting out of the way. Because those football players don't stop. These guys, like, the ref just doesn't move. I mean,
No, don't you love
first quarter, a guy about got cleaned in the head with
don't you love video game referees though, where they just slowly walk away as they say "you trucking," or like they don't realize it until the last second and they still slowly walk away, and because it's just in their code. Meanwhile, you're 50 yards away and the ref is hobbling off. Yeah, it was no problem. That means you.
What? I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, you are.
Well, okay, I see. Where's the ball? Pretty woman distracted.
They always do, don't they?
I know, right? The girls' game was easy because they were all on the field. Oh, yes.
Oh, that shot or pass goes wide. Tries to chip in there, but it's no good. Ward's on the move. Kicks it back outside.
1-4.
Underhill caught the pass from Ward and passed it away. He kicks it in. Around the corner, Thomas there tries to get that one in, but a beautiful block from the Spartans goalie. And it looks like JPII is going to try to snag that one. But we've got it back on the JPII end. Coming around, fires, no good there. Ball's going to go to the Spartans there off of a diving shot from Josh Ward.
Good thing I didn't make it. Or he didn't make it because I missed that.
Coach Page is disappointed in you. So is Coach Cooper.
I could have sworn that guy over there caught it.
Thought you said it was easy to find who had possession in this game.
Oh, I said it was in the girls' game.
Continue possession there. He steps out of bounds there, and so it'll be JPII ball. JPII is immediate to get right back into action here. That one goes wide. Once again, they're just aiming for the soccer goals tonight.
See, the girls shook it like this. The guys just kind of hold it up here and wiggle.
Well, yes, there's two different dynamics to sports, you know. Unlike basketball, the women's game is not the exact same as the men's. So is the case for every other sport except for basketball. And even then, the regulation ball size is smaller, but like that's just because they have smaller hands. Like you can't fight that. And in
I have no idea who that is.
on the move, he's the guy running. Yep, there you go. Passes in.
The numbers, 3.
Ward is on the move. Ward kicks it wide. Around David Thomas now has it. Thomas passes to Underhill. Underhill slowly moving with it, kicks it. And Thomas goes in, fakes around, fires. And they're going to call it a goal. David Thomas knocks in another one tonight. So it's 9-0 JP2 on quite the game for them. So Minigan's going to go down there and he's going to start this one up for JP2 once again.
What are the guys in the table do right now?
Keep score. Could just probably grab that too. That's probably where our table went. And Minigan and Underhill are going to try to fight for that one. And he's just kind of bumped away there. Jordan Phillips really was putting the pressure on there. Scott's just rushing in, fires, knocked away. See, he's a defenseman, so you know, like, he typically spends his game on the other side of the field. You know, like, you're heated and you just want to score when you do that. He gets that again, fires his second time, and he is not lucky enough. That one stays in bounds. He fields it for himself, kicks it to Thomas, and he heads back down to his side of the field. And David Thomas fakes, comes around, almost tripped up there. He's really under fire and scores again.
What was that?
David was kind of just,
Oh, that's great.
that was just a moment where David was like, dude, you knocked off my glove. And he went in golf swing for that thing.
But it wasn't a very eloquent golf swing. He just kind of aggressive.
He was not happy about that. David Thomas continues to rack up points for the Knights.
That was great.
And a little bit of tough play here. Bit of a fight. Bit of a scrounge David Thomas tries. But the possession arrow will point for the Spartans.
No idea who that's about. Number 4. Number 91.
And once again, they're on the move.
Just switch possession to.
And he's there really behind the net.
81.
Bennett kind of just waits for him to come. His skills as the JP2 hockey goalie probably really help him in this one. Although I kind of wonder, like, don't you ever think, you think one day he's ever going to just slip into hockey player mode, right? So, like, in hockey, you have a thick pad so that you can drop your leg out, or you can kick your leg out and it's going to block it and not hurt you. But, like I said, they're flinging this thing in at you at between 70 and 90 miles per hour, taking into account that they're high schoolers, you know. And and the Spartans get on the board there, and you just got to take into account here.
Number 61.
Wow, that helps me out so much. I don't know who that kid is.
Oh, you don't have their roster?
No, I have our roster.
Yeah, look at that. They're all just high-fiving each other and loving on each other. Like, that makes me happy.
That one gets past Garrett Bennett, but you think that like Bennett one day is gonna just drop down like he would for a goalie and go into butterfly formation, and you just hear his legs snap
Oh, man.
because like by force of that, because like it's muscle memory, so it's not even like he's probably just he probably isn't even thinking it, but in his brain he's thinking, guy coming at me ready to shoot, go down.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'd imagine the gear's different, so you could probably feel that you don't have the pads on your legs.
Yeah, maybe. Minigan's gonna snag that one up for the Knights. And Minigan really applying some pressure here. Jackson Latham's going to come in now and try to apply some as well, and he's being double teamed by Minigan and Latham. Latham's going to snag that one, and he bobbles it and loses it. Jackson Latham scoops that one up. And Ward's trying to fight for this one. Jackson Latham once again has it. He scoops in. And tack a point on for Jackson Latham. So junior Jackson Latham really putting on a good amount of points there. You're right, there really is some sportsmanship in this game.
Like, everybody's so happy about just playing the game and not about, like, winning or losing.
You know what it is, though? You know what I think it kind of is? It hasn't, so there is professional lacrosse, but it's relatively new. And so it's not at a professional level that there's not that thing of,
There's not that prejudice drive.
yeah, and there's not like, think about it. You watch a football game post-game or post-touchdown, you know, the other guys, refs are breaking up fights. You watch a professional basketball game and all the players are, it's all about me, and just tack another one on for JP2 while we're in the middle of this. All right, Nolan Underhill's going to snag that one. There's a beam on here. Like there was a bumblebee, but like still. Yeah. But like, you know, and even in baseball, it's just like it's all about my team, not the other guy. You know, so I think that the fact that these guys see it all on TV and they're just like, no, I'm supposed to be a jerk. And like this game teaches sportsmanship, I think. Because even at
Because it doesn't prevent people from being, like, aggressive on the field. Like,
yeah.
they're still giving it their all.
Oh no, it's what I love about hockey. Because at the end of every playoff series, these guys shake each other's hands, and like at the end, like during the game, they're ready to kill each other. But like at the end of it, you know, they're all Canadian pretty much. But like they shake each other's hands, they say good game, and I love watching.
Like how it's supposed to be. You can just take the other team out for dinner and, like, you don't have to worry about it.
And I always love, and my favorite thing ever is it. And if you can read, so I was watching the Bruins Senators game right on. And so the Bruins were eliminated from the playoffs by the Ottawa Senators in overtime. So they're going through their handshakes, and they stop on Tuukka Rask, the Bruins goalie, and the guy who scored the goal, right? And you just see Tuukka Rask, you can read his lips, and the commentators kind of say something on it. He says that that's a beaut you got by me. He wasn't saying it like, oh man, that was so stupid. All right, I think that's another goal. Yeah. That's John Lane there. And like, you know, it's fun for sports where they're just like, it's not like, man, you got that by me. That's so unfair. He was just like, hey man, good job.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah. Have you heard? So like, I guess baseball or not baseball players. I guess basketball players are like the worst people to ever have on a plane.
Really?
Yeah. So like, cause I guess like, and I guess stewardesses say it. They're just like mean and they just think it's all about them, right? I guess so. Hockey players are obviously the nicest on that list, but I guess also football players are really nice. Yeah.
I feel like basketball is the sport of all the cocky people, and that's nothing against basketball players.
No. Yeah.
It seems that there are a lot of cocky basketball players.
Yeah. See, and then I think people kind of expect cockiness coming from basketball players too. Like,
It's one of those things where it just kind of comes with the game.
so once again, I'm sorry to use another Boston reference here, but on Sunday the Bulls and the Celtics played in the playoffs, and so the Celtics tied the series at 2-2 with a win on Sunday in Chicago, and so their coach the Bulls coach blamed it on Isaiah Thomas having multiple carrying violations, the Celtics star player. And I'll give the Celtics credit; they're one of the few teams that isn't full of cocky players. And so he's and so that he accuses it, and he's like, that's why he's unguardable. And so he was saying it is like kind of taking a little pride for himself, but not being cocky. He's like, well, that's not the only reason I'm unguardable. Kind of saying, step up your defense. But he wasn't being rude about it. And like the media exploded, and they're just like, Isaiah Thomas claims to be greatest player in NBA, and he was just like that Monday morning, like, y'all took that so far out of context, it wasn't even funny. I wasn't saying I was the greatest. I was saying your players were the it was like I was able to find roots through your players, not because I was cheating. And just as we're talking, more and more goals tack on David Thomas. David, you are on fire, man. I don't know though. This one may be a no goal. I don't see them because it was 13 before, wasn't it?
I haven't been keeping up. I don't see any
No,
reason.
yeah, it's 14. It's 14. Well, I don't know because in JV, I remember they did this because I just came by and watched a game last year, and they were up by so much that they just stopped adding the score until yeah.
I love when the ball's on the ground and you just see all these kids like preschool soccer teams just going after it.
And this one's close to Bennett here. JP2 defense tries to, but no good. So number 91 for the Spartans is going to be on the move with it. And oh, he tried to go for the jump shot and under to throw it down, but no good. And immediately just a rush up the field here. No breakaway. And that one's going to be lost there by Minigan. Minigan's going to pass it away. And tries to go under, and he is just met with force. Minigan has it now, though, for the Knights. He's going to pass it in. Fires. Shot blocked there by the stick. David Thomas is not too happy about that. He's expecting a penalty shot, or at least that weird penalty thing that was going on in the girls' game. Because it wasn't a penalty shot. Because you have to take one step in before you can shoot. And I didn't know that. Like I looked that part up because I thought like wouldn't it make sense if you just stood there and fired? Because odds are they're gonna either block it or you're gonna get it in. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess there's that too. Latham's trying to fight for that one alongside David Thomas. No good, and that one's high up. David Thomas is chasing. He's gonna get that one on his stick. No goalie and goal scores. David Thomas continues to have just an amazing night.
Scored like the majority of this.
Oh no, yeah, he definitely has. Thomas is on fire tonight.
At least 5, if not more.
I think he's at 7. Something relatively okay. Hang on. Let's take away from what we know. So we know Nolan had 1. We know Jackson had 1. John had 1, and Josh had 2. David Thomas is gonna come off the field. He gets a little bit of a break. So at most he's scored 5 or he scored 10 of these.
Yeah.
Because we can count off 5. That's crazy.
I know.
And once again, Knights are just on the move here. Kicks it in, fires, scores!
19.
That's Blake Minigan who's going to score that one for the Knights. He had a beautiful shot there. No one could touch the boy. And so the Knights just continue to tack points on and on.
That was a really good shot.
It really was.
I'm going to try and get my computer figured out to where I can record straight from this in 720 downgrade it to what the Dazzle does, and then go into the Dazzle. That way we don't get that horrible motion blur.
Yeah.
Be able to record a HD version.
Kicks it inside. Latham has it now. Jackson fires that one away. And on the move around, and just put another one on there for Blake Minigan. So Blake Minigan goes back to back on those 2 goals here. And it's 17 to nothing, or 17 to 1. Sorry, I forgot that they let one up.
Sandbags for the tripod. I keep lifting it up.
Why don't we just get you sandbags for yourself?
I actually.
You're gonna say you have them, aren't you? You're gonna be like, I'm a frantic kicker. It's gonna be like some obnoxiously random reason.
My church just got rid of a whole bunch of them.
Your church just got rid of a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. We just had a set build and we had to clean out that back hallway. What just happened? What did he do that for?
Stuff just happened, man.
Did the other guy jump the gun?
Probably. Passes that in. Fires. Oh, bounces off the iron on that one. Just a little bit of bad luck for the Knights, and so this game will continue on. There's about 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this half. Although, really, I'm pretty sure you're not coming back from a 17-1 deficit. Am I wrong?
You never know.
Okay, I'll tell you. So, yeah, I'll tell you what. And the reason they do this, and the reason why they'll never end a game after halftime, is because they always can weigh the argument of if one team can do it in one half, so can the other team.
Yeah. Which is a good argument.
Yeah. And, like, it's totally true, because if they ended the game and just a move in, goes wide, kicks it off. Because if you take a look, if they just ended it after the first half, or even after the third quarter, you know, the game, that would have killed some opportunities. And to just say an example or two here, JPII, when we played Montgomery Bell Academy back in basketball, we were losing by 14 points, 15 points, which is an impossible lead to come back from, almost. I say almost for a reason. In the fourth quarter, they went on a 29 and 6-point run, and that's going to mark the end of half numero uno. Well, definitely a great first half, though, for the Knights, as they currently lead 17-1. We've got a 10-minute break. Don't forget to come back, because you're tuning into the one, the only Knight Sports Network, and we'll be right back.
Oh, come here, you guys.
I'm Terry, since Teresa transferred out.
I don't know. I don't buy it. You haven't told anyone yet, have you? You're pretty good at advice, right, Mr. Wallace? He tells me everything. Why isn't he telling me this?
No. You're a freshman, you wouldn't understand.
You know you can't keep hiding this from her.
I know.
Whatever happened with TJ?
That's between me and TJ.
Hey, sorry.
It's okay. Honestly, I'm just glad it's all over.
You will too at some point.
I'm sorry if I made you feel pressured.
Isn't that what I'm supposed to say?
Hope you can understand where I'm coming from when I say that I'm doing this as your friend.
That is quite possible too.
You don't know Alice like I do.
Maria! Alice? Honestly, I was expecting more from her. Well. I expected Maria to keep something from Alice, but not little old Terry.
You pray that it's alright, but What you wanted to get mystified. I'm dying just to feel like I'm alive. I'm thinking that I've hate what we've become.
And we're back. You're tuning into the one, the only Night Sports Network here as the first half is concluded here from Corral Field at the campus of Pope John Paul II High School.
That sounded like one of the propellers going full bore, and I was like, somebody's gonna die.
The problem is we're the only ones up here with it. Maybe it'll scare off the bees. But it sounds like them, so they'll probably more will be attracted to it because they'll probably be like mating call.
Chopped up, I just obliterate the entire bee population.
Let's try that again. Let's do it. This witty banter has been brought to you by us. That's it. There's nothing special.
My name.
Specifics. Nothing because we're here for quarter number 3. Okay, that's just quarter number 4, so I'm going to just assume they're going to end it after the 3rd. Nope, now it's just quarter 3. Never mind.
It's starting to get a little chilly. It's starting to get a little cold.
Yeah, welcome to Tennessee. We have the weirdest weather.
I know, right? It was like freezing this morning, blazing this afternoon. It's starting to get cold again.
No, seriously, I needed to wear a jacket as I was getting to the car this morning.
I was wearing pants and a jacket.
Then I get, and it's not even like, and remember, I'm only about 10 to 15 minutes away from school. I get out, and it's hot, and I need to take it off. And it's just in my trunk.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah, welcome to Tennessee. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. That's not even relatively close. Comes around the corner there. Shot. Scores!
19.
And that's Blake Minigan, who's also on fire alongside David Thomas. For those in case you were wondering, because we chose this game over baseball tonight, these 2 games over baseball tonight being their senior nights, JPII lost the 3rd game of the series to the Baylor Red Raiders. However, they did claim the series with 2-1. And quite honestly, if you claim most of your series, you're better off in the rankings. So, yeah. And Minigan's moving in. Comes around, fires, bounces away there, deflected by their goaltender. Moving for the Knights. Shot goes wide. No, people stop sending me messages. I need to check their rosters. And that one's off. Oscar Releva is knocked to the ground there. There's going to be a...
flag. That's new.
No, he threw one earlier, too.
I didn't notice. So I've got this weird subconscious thing going on where I think that if I step too far to the side, I'm going to fall off the top of this. Like, I don't know where it's coming from, but, like, I don't know if it's this line here or what.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll take a step and I'll genuinely believe I'm about to fall.
So Oscar Releva drew that one there. Well, I mean, like, there's a game I have to commentate over.
We're
What?
talking about bees mating calls from a drone. It's okay.
That wasn't, I mean, I acknowledged your comment.
You don't love me.
No, I don't.
What's that thing?
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's a June bug.
No, it heard the drone.
I can just imagine him being like society's low in the June bug population, and he's like that old fat guy who just hears this mating call and he's like, "That's the one."
What movie does that sound like? Ugh.
Story of my life.
Is that, like, is that a?
Where is he going? What?
And that one gets away. It'll be declared the possession of the Spartans. That's the team we're playing. Daniel Leonard has subbed in for Garrett Bennett in goal. Good for him. Daniel is a good friend of mine and proceeded to ride me on the way to school today. Still not letting that go, Daniel. You drive a large truck. I drive a small Beamer. I will die. He purposely did it because he knew it was me, because he knows my car because we live in the same neighborhood. And quite honestly, it'd be smarter if we just carpooled together every day. But he just was straight riding me the entire way, like tailgating me. Ugh. Fires, and what a save there. David had a perfect shot. He didn't even flinch either. He just put it up.
Straight for his chest.
And he fires that one down the way. But be retrieved by the Knights once again. And Thomas is going to just go for revenge. And he scores.
Sniped. Where is he? That was what, a 25-yard shot?
David Thomas just kind of saw that moment of he's not in the goal. It's my time for this one. And David Thomas continues this fire streak.
25 yards. That's ridiculous.
What is it? Okay, so the net's at the 10, and he shot from the 35. You're right, 25. Yeah.
And it didn't, like, slowly bounce in there. I mean, that was full power the whole way through.
And quite the battle going on there. Looks like Jordan Phillips has it now. Phillips kicks it. Goes wide. Looks like Underhill's coming up and around. Fire, scores! Sorry, I saw the one and thought, though, Jackson Latham knocks on another point for himself tonight. Although that sportsmanship may be gone there because there was a little bit of a scuffle there. She's not too happy about Latham, who broke 20 on the scoreboard. Yeah, count them, 20. Yeah, no, they're running clock. I tell you what, though, it'll never be as bad. Running clock will never be as bad. You know how I said they rarely ever end a game after the third quarter? Yeah. Remember when we went to Brentwood Academy and they ended it after the third quarter? Because it was just that bad of a blowout. It was in football about 2 years ago. They've got the ball. Lane's going to pass that one away. Kicks it in, no good. Goes wide. No one has the ball. It's out of bounds. No, you weren't. You were, but weren't. There, see? Lane kicks that one in. He passes to Minigan. Minigan fires and goes wide. Whoa. If that one hit the guy, it went and hit the scoreboard. It bounced up. It went over the fence, bounced on the hill, and hit the brick wall of the scoreboard. Goes in. No good. And a few bobbles here. And just a little bit of a scuff there. Kyle Winter had that one. Oscar Releva has it. Fires, scores! Oscar Releva knocks one in for the Knights. And so he and his buddy Jackson Latham now both have points on the board. I have to take my AP English exam with both of them tomorrow.
Those are words that make you cry on the inside.
Yep, they really do.
Taking AP exams?
Well, we're taking the pre-exams to the exam, like our actual exam grades.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a practice exam. Like she's making us take a full exam as a practice exam.
Yeah, no, that's what we have to do too. Oh, she's making you do it on a Saturday though?
Yeah. And it's like, I don't even care. Like, I just don't want to be there. I'm probably just going to stay in my pajamas. Shirtless and everything.
And that one's in.
25.
That's Kyle Anthony bringing it in. Now I have to check. Gives to Minigan. That's Latham. Kicks it Minigan. Goes around trying. Can't find anything though. Fires. Goes wide. So Latham's going to help the Knights snag that one. But it will be Spartans ball. One of their defenders is going to kick it in. No, it's not a kick, but kick it in is a term for your bringing the ball into play. It's just. Fires. Gives that's Winter with the ball now. Winter trying to move in. Fires off. No good. Comes around and that just hits iron there and bounces away. John Lane's going to go and get that one for the Knights here. There's 1:07 left in this third quarter. The Knights currently lead 21-1. Lane comes around the corner. Kicks it wide. Fires. It goes high. And what a save from their goal.
Did you see that snag?
Yeah. And he is just on the run. He's off to the races now. Like, you realize if he loses that ball.
Yeah, defenseless.
But it's also a butterfly catching net. So he's not going to lose it.
Number 2, maybe?
So 30 seconds left here. Daniel Leonard probably seeing his first bit of action in this game as there hasn't been much coming from the opposition. Leonard readies himself in goal. No good. Fires. Scores!
91.
And he is just thrilled about that one too. Good for him. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. So they got one past Daniel Leonard there in this one. But the Knights still lead by quite the margin. Only a score of 21-2 though, but you're tuning into the one, the only Knights Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break. And we're back. Your Knights currently defeating the Spartans by a score of 21-2. I have a hunch there's more where that came from, though. So we're glad that you're sticking it out with us here, because you're tuning into the one, the only Night Sports Network. They're keeping the average, too, that we said that they would, because they're at 21. Yeah. Which is interesting. And Minigan's going to get that one for the Knights. He's up and on the move. Daniel Leonard has been substituted in for Garrett Bennett in goal, in case you were wondering. Jackson Latham has it. Kicks it in. Comes around. Fires. Save. Oscar Releva tried to get that one in there. That one's high and away. They're up. Bounces away. They're going to try and bring this one back in. Kicks it to Lane. Lane on the move. No good. Minigan has it. Minigan's trying to come around the corner. It's no good. And he tries to save this one. It's no good. It rolls out. It's Spartans ball. And Latham fires, no good. John Lane's going to try to snag that one. And good defense allows him to pick that one up. He comes around the corner. No good here. He's going to fire that one away. Latham's going to have it. Latham's going to fire it in. And that shot just goes wide. Looked like Oscar Releva was shooting for the Stars on that one. Nope, it's Blake Minigan. My apologies on that one. And play is resumed. Releva has it. Drives in. Kicks it wide. Jackson Latham's going to come in. Latham comes around the corner. Fires. Scores! And so the clock continues to run, though, as there's enough points for the Knights to keep it that way. And Minigan's off to the races again with the Knights there. Good assistance there for the Knights from Winter. Gonna pass in, fires, no good as it bounces off of the iron there. The shot from John Lane. Lane's gonna try again, he's moving in. He's really under fire here, and we're gonna see a yellow flag. So Latham's gonna pass it in. And that's a goal for JPII. Look at this. You know that it's a good night for the Knights when Schumacher, Ward, Thomas, Galvin, all of the Stars have their helmets off, knowing tonight's over for them. That's something, you know what I mean? You know, when you can have such a good enough game that your JV squad plays the entire second half and fends for themselves too, because you know you got to build your program from them. And we're off once again. Minigan wins another one. Minigan scoops it up. It's a little hit there. And Minigan is really under fire on that one. And we're going to hear a whistle blown. And so we have a few more players substituting out here. Jackson Latham moves. Jackson kicks it in. But that one flies past Minigan. And it's no good. And so they're going to let play resume. David Thomas is playing the... Oh, no, that's a JV jersey. Then the varsity squad just went home. Guys, I see JV jerseys, and I saw JV number 11. Different than David Thomas's number 11. And I don't see David down there. I don't know, maybe he is just playing and... Yeah. And yellow flag. With 6:18 left to go in this quarter as the clock continues to run down. JP2 with a 23-2 lead. Tell you what, if there was the regulation amount of whistles as Zach Scott checks back in. Okay, so they're kind of just playing around now. So that is David Thomas out there. I just guess he's wearing the same jersey and it just looks different. I don't know. But Thomas is playing the defensive position. Meanwhile, Scott's out here and he wants to play the attack position. Hey, when you have a 23-2 lead, I guess you can do that. Minigan comes around, fires in. Bubbled. Gets away. Fires it in. Kicks it around, fires it in. Minigan fires, passes, shot blocked. Kicks it in again. Gives around the corner, fires, bounces. Just a poor bounce here. JP2 gets to keep it. Play resumes with Minigan. Minigan is behind the net. Fires in again, fires, scores! So tack on 24, 5. Tack on point number. All right, we have a little confusion here. If the point goes to Oscar Releva, yeah, that's not 13. 20, no, 25. He's coming off the field. Winter, Kyle Winter. I didn't even need to look at the roster for that. I knew it. Four minutes, 7 seconds. 24-2 lead. Possible. It's because your dad's a stat teacher, you say that. Minigan on the move. And Blake just is kind of holding it. Pretty sure these guys are just now waiting for the clock to run out. So drive in. Comes around the corner. No good. Fires. Nice pass there. Coming around the corner. No good, shoots. Scores! And so tack another one on for Jackson Latham. He's having quite the night. He's really on fire. Okay, so the question is, what do you think with running time? Because we never interpreted running time into our average. Do you think they'll still hit 28? I don't think so. I think maybe 27 is a possibility.
I don't know. I think they could hit 20. We're at 26 now. I mean, you figure 1 per minute at the rate.
Oh, we're at 26 now? I thought we were at 25. Oh, jeez.
So
No, I don't think that's right because I added one more. I think we're at 25.
1 a minute. I think we can do it.
Well, the fact that it's 26, yeah, but I promise you it was 24. Blake Minigan has it now.
I feel like the scorekeepers would have noticed that too.
Yeah, but they remember they had the girls' game at 5 for the longest time. Kicks it inside. Around. And that one's going to get away. Quite the battle here. And he's on quite the breakaway here. He's headed straight for Daniel Leonard. I forget Daniel does that to distract the player. Daniel makes screaming noises. And it's very interesting because, you know, the friend in me came out and was like, oh, crud, is Daniel hurt? And it's like, no, Daniel's making weird noises for a goal. Well, no one corrected him, so I guess it is 26. No, yeah, they've slowed it down. These guys are walking. So with that, Daniel Leonard allows 2 goals. Garrett Bennett allows 1. Each of them played 24 minutes of play. David Thomas will be named our player of the night. However, we're going to divide this into halves. So I think we got to give Jackson Latham some credit here for a stellar second half. Kicks it inside, no good. Bottom of the way as we have 15 seconds left. Eight seconds remain. 5. As a bobble off the net. 3, 2, runs out of bounds. And the timer hits 0. What a beautiful game for the Knights. Daniel Leonard's going to get the helmet bumps right here as John Lane runs into his arms. Makes quite the catch. The starting goalie, Garrett Bennett, gives him some love too there. You know what that means, a blowout victory for JP2. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. My name is Oliver Antone, and it's been great. And we hope to see you next time. Good night, everybody, and God bless. No.